This video will review alcohol use disorders and health problems associated with alcohol. Alcohol use disorders is an umbrella term used to describe drinking that creates problems. Problems with your health, problems with your activities of daily living. It includes alcohol abuse and alcoholism as the terms under the umbrella of alcohol use disorders. Alcohol abuse is a pattern of drinking that has negative consequences, such as driving under the influence or not being able to keep up with your grades or calling in sick often enough or not performing the functions of your job, and perhaps you lose your job. So it interferes with activities, either academic, professional, relationships. You may have difficulty with your children or in your families. You may experience losses of relationships because of your drinking. And you may or may not be experiencing some of the health related effects of alcoholism, but you may be running into problems from the consequences. In other words, getting in a car accident or having blackouts from excessive alcohol intake. Alcohol abuse is usually the first sign that you may have a problem with alcohol because you continue to do things that will endanger your life and have negative consequences, even though you know you shouldn't be drinking in dangerous situations like driving in a car, or this is for you, Anne Marie, taking prescription medication and still drinking, but you continue to do so. And that's usually a sign that you may have alcohol dependence, or alcoholism, although at that point you usually are not aware that you have a problem. The other term under alcohol use disorder is alcohol dependence or alcoholism. And that's when the problems become more severe and more extensive. And it usually involves a physical tolerance and serious withdrawal symptoms. And the withdrawal symptoms are severe enough where you physically need to have alcohol in your system to remove the symptoms of shakiness, nausea, inability to concentrate, insomnia, and a strong craving for alcohol to remove those withdrawal symptoms. Physical tolerance means so much to the point that you are comfortable with a BAC of perhaps over 0.10 or 0.15, whereas a person that's just starting out to drink may actually experience blackouts or nausea or vomiting or severe drunken behavior. And we find with alcoholism, you tolerate higher blood alcohol concentrations. Not that you tolerate it, it doesn't cause problems. It still causes negative health problems and still causes problems with driving and relationships, but you tend to get used to the problems so you don't see them as problems. And you have to drink more and more alcohol to remove the withdrawal symptoms. And that's really what they're talking about when we say the word physical tolerance. Some of the health problems associated with alcohol abuse or alcoholism, and we've mentioned blacking out, withdrawal symptoms, but there's also permanent memory loss, hypertension or high blood pressure, kidney disease, heart disease, liver disease. On the left, you'll see a picture of a normal liver, and on the right, you see a cirrhotic liver or cirrhosis. And this is scarring of liver tissue from the effects of alcohol. The fact that alcohol is metabolized in the liver, it actually starts to cause problems with your liver. And cirrhosis and hepatitis, you'll see a little greenish tinge to the liver as well. And you have bilirubin, which the liver makes but also removes, and you get a backup of bilirubin not only in the liver but also in the body. And if you notice with this particular picture, this is a picture of ascites, which is associated with alcoholism. And you'll notice the yellow greenish tinge to the tissues, and that's a buildup of bilirubin associated with alcoholism. And ascites, this is not a pregnant person. This is a person that has a fluid buildup in between the tissues from portal hypertension, whereas the fluids from a high pressure start to pool in low pressure areas of the body. And generally this is associated with advanced forms of alcoholism, and it's a very serious complication. So as a wrap up, we've talked about drinking responsibly, and I can't say it enough to have a plan ahead of time if you decide to drive, and have a designated driver. Never leave a drunk friend alone. We've talked about alcohol poisoning. We know that blood alcohol concentrations can continue to go up even though a person appears to be sleeping. Nudge them, try to wake them up, make sure that they are conscious, and when in doubt, please call 911.